we got new walkout music for play-ins, I've noticed. Now we've seen 2 challengers teams already, and we got 2 more debuting here in Pacific. They will be playing against Full Sense, of course. And I'm just looking to see how...
And recognizing what they need to do. It's going to work out quite nicely right now. GraphNet and everything as well. A bit of an exchange of utility, but there's cover from Primi.
Very good cover from Primi. In fact, it's more than just that, a 3K, and Primi is looking like he is just having way too easy of a time right now. A 4K, and there is really nothing to be said on the behalf of QTD. You're starting to, I think at this point, get a little bit concerned. Full Sense, it feels like the individuals online. Ace for Primi as well, more than just the standard one. And they're doing it pretty consistently, and they're doing it pretty easily. So QTD need to be finding a way to match that firepower. Otherwise, this is going to be a map that is going to fall by the wayside pretty quick.
They definitely need to, I feel like, slow things down a bit. I mean, they're going fast, which... It's just the same. Okay, Primi, maybe Annihilation. Jit Boy's in position as well, able to get out with Satchel. There he goes.
Oh, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. He really needs to be traded down a little bit cleaner there. The fact that he gets a 2-for-1 just makes life so difficult for QTD, and it's going to get worse as we start to see the investment coming through from Full Sense. Primi and Sephiroth just both deciding to invest the ulti there to more or less ensure this round goes smoothly. Messiah and Margaret are both isolated as well.
Yeah, this round is kind of more like, I don't know, what's something rough?
Left.
Sandpaper, shark skin.
There.
Gonna be difficult for QTD either way. Even though they do have Margaret on a lurk sometimes, it just like hasn't really had the time to be able to find impact off of it.
They're going to get a plan.
10 seconds left.
I don't know how much that's necessarily going to help them. Margaret pretty dead to right there, going through that smoke. Messiah can't conjure anything either.
Light shields. We'll see what PKM can try to conjure up.
I've also got an off-out in the hands of Jitboy, so that changes things up as well. Kahlua, he can't quite double down this time, but Primi is there to exchange that frag. And once again, one by one, QTD, they tried to challenge Primi and they just continue to fall. Eventually, Margaret will bring one down, but numbers deficit again here for QTD. They are not finding favorable duels.
It just shows the experience of the Full Sense guys as well. In similar career lengths at some points as well. Not impossible for QTD though, just yet. I mean, they can get the spike down. Obviously going to take a bit of time before the smoke comes back up for Kippe. Chooses to block off screens instead, so maybe trying to anchor down from the site while Margaret plays a separate angle off towards ramp. Gonna have to take the fights though, and this showstopper, yeah, it scares me a bit.
Oh, bit of a commitment there from Jit Boys. See if it actually pays off. He spots a target. Somehow it doesn't connect. Hold on for a minute here. Margaret maybe starting to come online. Doesn't quite manage to calibrate onto Sephiroth, so we're down to just Kippe, who is quite low on HP. Cruz has got the op in hand though. Doesn't matter when
Full Sense have the right stack on the right site.
Maybe just run it back here for QTD. They can break their way into the B site, seeing as it was so successful last time around. Again, it is Cruz and Primi's the gonna have to try and defend this site. Primi dropping down to back Cruz up, but losing the life to Kippe. It's Messiah again as well into that kill feed. Unfortunately, not enough done this time by QTD. Jit Boys will finish it off. Duran, not long for this world.
Mid. Sephiroth playing a bit more passive to allow himself to escape if needed.
Oh, that's a sharp shot from Margaret, but not able to double down. So 1 for 1. Messiah's looking to clear out middle. Doing a pretty good job of it. Nice and quickly through the map right here. QTD, Duran and Messiah starting to put a little bit of pressure actually onto that B site. They were down by Garage a little earlier on. Oh, awkward spray from Messiah. Can't quite land that final shot that he needed.
And the heals coming through. So numbers advantage once more for Full Sense. They're a little bit worried about heaven or stairs.
Plan's still going down. But in that meanwhile, losing players. Kahlua trading out Primi. And Kippe's position well noted.
Times. And you do see little moments with kills, Margaret trying to lurk somewhere else on the map. But judging by how Full Sense had their players positioned, like round to round, Sephiroth was very far back. So you could already tell Full Sense weren't afraid if the hit deterred, though. Will continue to press forward with the full team. Whoa.
Yeah, Jitboy's out nice and quickly. Paranoia is going to connect onto him. Round's going to be good for 2 on the initial hold, and that will send Full Sense packing. Not interested in trying to continue the hit into the B side.
Can't any longer. Duelist gone as well. At least a weapon retrieved. So all the ghosts.
I think it's interesting what they've done here. They're
Wow.
almost kind of baiting
it, yeah.
that they haven't made this push by putting the barrier mesh in that position. And now Crew's able to strike onto Margaret. So
That's neat.
Full Sense bring it back to a 3-on-3. Job's going to get a little bit more difficult here for QTD on the retake. Flash out there from Messiah to try to get them into the site, but they really haven't got a whole lot of space at all. Primi up close and personal. Again looking for this duel against Yoran. Kalua and Cruz have connected, and so too Primi.
He did too much. Ultimately, it was just this position where Primi and Gang played forward off towards the back of spawn. Landing their shots as well definitely helps out. And there was always a situation where...
By the by, we've got Full Sense to listen into, so let's hear how they're going.
หน้าบอมเลยคิว
ไปทำไปบีทัน
โดนอันติได้เลยคิว
มันอยู่เฮเว่นเยอะ
เดินเข้าไปวางให้หน่อยเดี๋ยวคุณรอ
รอมันฝันนะ
ฝัน
คุมไม่หน่อย
ฝัน
รอมันฝันรอมันฝัน
ไปฝากเพื่อน
บางเปิดเฮเว่นด้วย
ไปดันไป
สกายออกมาแล้วปะเอ้ย
Standing.
ตกใจเลย
แล้วดิแล้วก็
that Full Sense gained, they tried to work off the annihilation, but on the top of rafters, unable to find the shot. Primi just still able, well, with assistance from Jitboy, is able to get it down at the end, so...
Rifles across the board, they've got enough to work with. Giving up a little bit of mid-space, and Margaret just deleted. Fearless entry from Primi. Now puts PKM under pressure. He knows that he's being pushed from multiple directions, and a showstopper also invested here from Jitboys is going to send him all the way back. No connection, but it does buy the space for Full Sense that they need to get the plant down.
Loving it. Sonic sensors now placed as well. Sephiroth lurking, finds value.
I know.
Yeah, no success there from Messiah. Job gets even tougher here for QTD as they try to filter their way into the site, but it feels a little discombobulated. They're going one by one. Full Sense making pretty easy work happen here on split.
And they're on the hunt as well. Primi skulking right behind.
Last player standing. Flawless.
And he finds them both.
Side here, just the 2 players to defend there, and it's going to take a very long time for these QTD players to rotate across. Primi, did he actually catch him? He did. I didn't think that was going to connect, but apparently it has.
You are divided.
Now Cosmic Divide goes down, and that is a very tough side to retake here for QTD, particularly with that position from Primi. It's just so cheeky sitting around the corner of that wall. Plant down.
He sets up the trap outside the Cosmic Divide too.
Oh, Jitboys for another one onto Messiah. It's PKM down as well. Slowly but surely, this is falling apart for QTD. Primi wants to finish it off right here and now. Sephiroth also thinking about it, tries to take the fight against Margaret. It won't quite work out for him, but Margaret was not long for this world, and nor were QTD.
This time Euron's pushing down C-Long. Finally, okay, drone to clear on Margaret. This gets out of dodge. But then that means a lot more space on the A side. You spot the Prowler out towards middle, and that should give you a pretty good idea, but Full Sense still feeling quite tentative about a lot of these different positions around the map. So holding very far back. We're down to 1 minute now.
Oh, Primi deleted early on in the piece. Margaret's going to go wandering, and it would seem he should be getting himself a freebie here. Kalua was making a lot of noise. Sephiroth does shut your arm down, though.
Okay, so not all doom and gloom yet. Advanced positioning for Jitboys as well, but he's watching the trademark. There's a chance maybe Cruz comes back in if he's close enough, clears out mid-window, maybe short too. They can smoke the trademark,
30 seconds left.
walk into sight, and then clear it out from that point forward. No, they're thinking a different approach instead, just to clear out short. pushing, clear and steady. Oh, the time though.
I'm going to make the right choice, get in and get that plant. Not a whole lot of util to try and slow QTD down on this retake at all. There's a cam for Sephiroth. That might help them get some information, but you're really relying on the shots, and Margaret deleted there by Cruz is a good start to it. Kipe up in heaven. Doesn't quite catch Ship Boys on that reload. KM. Whoa, how has that not gone his way? Cruz with a sharp flick, and all of a sudden this round starting to turn back on its head. Messiah, he doesn't really have the weaponry to work with here for a 1v3, and even had he hit a headshot there with the Sheriff, he was a dead man walking.
That Full Sense escapes it. Up for QT Dig.
Oh, okay. Deleted Uran though. Able to find himself the double, and Kipe's here to fight as well. QT Dig looking to get aggressive. Messiah in the 1v1, his position now going to be noted by that neural theft. So he'll pop a Prowler out and see if he can figure out where Sephiroth is as well. Both players pretty well aware of what's going on here. Sephiroth making no secret of where he's going to end up. That Nightfall doesn't quite connect onto Sephiroth, but it does deny the plant for a second. Sai's being very patient. Wants to wait for that tap. Sephiroth does get it down, but that's given Messiah a chance to just creep out onto the next angle. Doesn't hit the shot.
Maybe accredited to the just all of these instances in this round, just trades on top of trades, both teams wanting to maintain advantage because of it. The Nightfall is
quite far up long, so that allows the extra rotation of Messiah back across to B.
okay.
A lot of space already here being taken though by Full Sense. They're moving a little bit quicker in this round. Chip Boys is through the B site as well. Now Convergent Paths out as well, and it's maybe not been quite as successful for Full Sense as they might have liked it to have been. Messiah turning around at the wrong time. The middle of the map just opening up here for Full Sense. It's been a bit of a goofy round, really. They got so much space so early on in the piece, but still have to deal with PKM here. Sephiroth will be the sacrificial lamb for this one. Margaret in the 1v3. Not impossible, but very tough.
Especially from Garage, too.
Yeah, kind of a bit of a fish in the barrel kind of situation. We'll start to work his way forward, see if he can at least get this opener onto Kahlua. That is a nice clean kill.
Oh, Jit Boys.
Time is very much of the essence. That flank coming through from Jit Boys should be enough to win this round, particularly if Cruz can survive. Oh, maybe not. Margaret, hang on a second. It was close.
Spray right at the end. Oh, man. But this is what you want to see from Full Sense, though. You know, it's just that more concrete game plan. You had TPs off the back from Cruz, Convergent Paths, not the place to go. And, like, with it positioning more towards Garage.
Proceedings thus far. We'll try our hand over in the other direction. This time, Jip Boys just deletes Margaret. That is a little bit against the grain. So something that QT Dig now have to worry about.
Little ideas, sprays and spams, but Uran's in a deep position as well.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets cleared out. Messiah will be. And Sephiroth, oh, he just knew PKM was coming, that neural theft. Getting all the info that's needed. Uran's position also uncovered as a result of it. It's worked out perfectly for Full Sense. The opening kill making this round so much easier.
Gaps, and you know, Uran carving that was one of them. Full buy now. Full Sense needs this round desperately. 3-2 split though, and it's again Primi who needs to show up.
It's a good shot from Kahlua to start things off. You're right about Primi though. He's here, biding his time. Oh, he sees so much, but what can he get? He can deny the plant here. Messiah actually going to be allowed to plant, but Primi summarily executes him right after that fact. Chip Boy's also spotting out Kipe. There's Margaret left alone, who's now been seen on short, and they expect that multiple player swing to come through. Full Sense.
I don't know, man. It's a stinger for Cruz now, and they really need to put more rounds up, but this one goes down. Economy's bad. Everything's bad. Map point bad. QT Dig, very good. That's premium analysis right there.
Contact play here from QT Dig straight into that B side. It's worked out nicely. Messiah's going to get that plant down quick. Full Sense under some real pressure once again here. to try to retake that B site. They don't have a lot of ultis to work with, so Premi's going to be sent in to just see if he can have a little bit of a look. Jip Boys overwhelming PKM, and he's found himself the double, so this might be something at least for full sense. Margaret dropping now too. Messiah and Kippe try to keep this one alive. Bit of spam coming through. Messiah good for one, but no more than that. With the rotate, see if they can find an entry, and they have managed to get into the site relatively clean. Drone's going to be dealt with, and now Cosmic Divide put down as well. As soon as this plant goes through, you might expect to see that convergent paths getting ripped though by Primi, and that'll be the go signal for full sense. They've gone straight into Messiah. A 2 for 2 as far as Primi and Messiah are concerned, but then the rest of the trades coming through as well. Leave Cruz alone. Iran sent back. How can you possibly make a retake happen against a crossfire like this? It should be impossible. Cruz will need an absolute miracle to save this game. It's not going to happen. We are going to map 3. A little bit of a walk up here from QTD, about to come to a head. It's 1 for 2 so far. Sephiroth looking to hold down this side alongside Primi, and they're doing a pretty damn good job of it. Kalua also chiming in.
Just kind of sending it into sites because of their double duelists. If not, otherwise it's Margaret to lurk around, and that was always a bit of a headache for full sense. But this time around, swapping back to a bit more mid-centric control for QTD. Especially with Primi Sephiroth into really strong positions. So forward space again, and now it's trying to min-max eco with Outlaw in hand. Primi gets out easily.
That's a shot from Sephiroth, and then he's given a freebie by Kippe. Chip Boys dealing with PKM nicely as well. It's a rough one for QTD as Messiah also now dropping. And it's just Margaret that, at best case scenario, would maybe grab himself one. Brilliant round from Sephiroth.
I mean, eco round, sure, but like, who would have thought, like, this little duo of Primi and Sephiroth on the sites, just being able to relay back and forth that way would be a thing. Right, mid-air satchel still does well with the cages and the position that he has around drop. We looked at a last resort B site. Chip Boys in position.
In position to frag, and that is PKM on the receiving end. The pivot's going to come through from the rest of QTD as well, straight into the crosshair of Kalua, who makes it look easy. And only Kippe left alive. There's really nothing to be too excited about in this round. Chip Boys trying to chase him down. That kill in the end will go the way of Cruz. Full sense now.
Especially now that you have this op in the hands of Primi and everyone just really recognizing what QTD's modus operandi is. Different sites, trying to go in fast. Maybe Margaret on alert. PKM again though on the pistol.
Yeah, PKM's really been, I think, the standout for QTD today. He's been top of the charts in pretty much every map. At least for his team, but just getting no assistance at all on this one, unfortunately. Let's try to get it done alone. There is a bit of a rotation starting to come through over towards that A site. Pressure in from full sense. And a kill now as well. Pistol round shaping up nicely for full sense at the moment, and if it goes their way, the return into this map is going to be a very tough one for QTD. Again, PKM, good for one. One's just not enough to hold on to the site. Margaret biding his time, hoping to try and deny the plant, but spotted out immediately by Primi. From downtown, Margaret's got multiple angles to really be worried about here. Messiah grabs at least one. That's still not quite enough as Cruz is able to double down, and Margaret solo. Oh, he's got a low HP Kalua on that side, but linking up now with Cruz, and Margaret has been played ring around the rosy with. Cruz will finish it off with the 3K.
But like you say, still, but the hit, a simple ace split, and it's players like Messiah and Yuran who get taken down by Cruz, who's kind of on a heater of his own as well. So trying to take some space in towards B main, but full sets have other plans.
Boombop's going to be dealt with easily. Uran's pushed back into the side. Smoke's coming through. Now the wall's up as well. Full sense. Just going to try to make their way into A and see if they can take that space. Kippe gets a nice kill, or in fact two. Gets a little bit over eager and puts a shot into the clone. That's a door open for Kalua for the double. Now it's Margaret's chance to see if he can do the same. That Guardian
Spike planted.
Still singing around the map. Cruz is actually putting together a very good attacking half here himself and waiting patiently. That's a really nice round again from Cruz.
So all in all, I mean, it looks kind of messy on both sides. In fact, that you would have thought that this entire round belonged to QTD because of Kipe's efforts, just being able to hold the angle, doesn't get hit by any flashes, managed to take down Permi and everyone who does kind of come out at the choke point.
เฮ้ยยังวาผิด
Budget rifles they can get, Bulldog, Guardian. Oh, no.
Good attempt from Iran. Margaret's managed to at least get one onto Jip Boys, but space has been taken already over towards that B site in full sense. Are going to be heading in that direction for the plan.
Cruz.
Spike planted.
Yeah, it's a good spot to be in. Gets a little bit of that early info. It's going to end up just backing off. Playing it a little bit safer. Sephiroth able to deal with PKM. QTD down on numbers now in full sense. About to punish them for this final map. Summit has not gone their way at all. QTD are done. It's 13-4, and Full Sense will take the victory in their opening game of the play-ins.
One away from maybe locking in if they're able to take down their next opponents. I believe it's going to be T1, but nonetheless, what an improvement out from the group stage. A bit of a life game from Cruz, but showing